Most Blox Fruits players have never even seen title number 045. One awakening. That is all it takes to claim it forever. Awakening Dough Fruit in Blox Fruits does not just make you broken in PvP. It hands you title number 045 the second you unlock even one single ability. 1. But here's the problem. The path to Dough Awakening is so long and so specific that most players bail before they even get close. Dough King, Sweet Chalice, Cake Land, the Red Key, none of it is obvious. So in this video, I am breaking down every single step, every mechanic, and every ability, so you know exactly what you are working toward in Roblox 2026. Here is what we are covering. First, what Dough Fruit actually is and why it slaps in the current meta. Second, the full awakening unlock path step by step. Third, Dough King, the Sweet Chalice, and the Red Key because that is where most people get stuck. Fourth, a full breakdown of awakened Dough abilities and what makes them so strong. And fifth, how title number 045 actually works inside the Blox Fruits title system and why it is worth grinding for. Stay to the end because the title stuff at point 5 is something almost nobody covers. Let us get into it. Dough Fruit. Elemental type. Available from the Blox Fruit dealer. If you are new to Blox Fruits, elemental type means one huge thing. The elemental reflex passive makes you completely immune to physical attacks from other players. Fighting styles, swords, guns. None of it touches you unless the attacker has aura imbued on their hits. That passive alone makes Dough a nightmare to fight against for anyone who has not figured out aura yet. Against NPCs it works differently. The immunity only kicks in if you are a certain level above them, so do not expect to be untouchable against every enemy in the game. Check the wiki for the exact level gap. Now Unawakened Dough is actually decent for PvP. It is not trash. One of its slam moves has massive auto-aim built in. You do not even have to be perfectly on target. The stun is high, the damage is real, and it can slightly shift enemies caught inside it. The mobility move keeps your speed up even at low health, which is huge for staying alive in fights. It also climbs slopes really fast. The catch is you cannot roll in water with it unless you are Shark V2 or higher, and you can only hold the move for 30 seconds before it drops. But here is the honest truth. Unawakened Dough is not recommended for grinding. High knockback, high mastery requirements, and it does not have multi-hit properties. For pure grinding efficiency, there are better options. But for PvP and for the third C where Dough gets short cooldowns and becomes genuinely great for PV, this fruit starts to shine. The real power is what happens when you awaken it, and that is where everything changes. Let me be straight with you. Awakening Dough is considered one of the most difficult awakenings in all of Blox Fruits. This is not a two-step process. There is a whole chain of events you have to trigger in the right order. Here is the full path. Step 1. You need to get to Chocolate Land inside the Sea of Treats. That is in the third sea. Once you are there, find the Sweet Crafter NPC. You need to obtain a Sweet Chalice from them. This item is your key to everything. But here is a critical warning. If you die or disconnect while holding the Sweet Chalice, it disappears. Gone. You have to get another one. So once you have that chalice, protect it with your life. Literally. Step 2. Head to Cake Land. This is also in the Sea of Treats. Talk to the NPC called Drip_Mama. Before you can summon the boss, you need to defeat 500 enemies at Cake Land. 500. That is the requirement Drip_Mama is checking before anything else happens. This is the grind that makes most players quit. Do not be that player. Once you hit 500 kills, you use the Sweet Chalice to summon Dough King. That is the boss standing between you and your awakening. Everything from here depends on how you perform against him. The unlock path is gated deliberately to make sure only committed players actually get awakened Dough. Now let us talk about what happens when Dough King actually shows up. Dough King is live. This is the moment everything you did matters. Here is what you need to know. To get the reward, you personally must deal at least 10% of Dough King's total damage during the fight. Not just be present. Not just watch. You have to contribute damage. If you deal that 10% or more, Dough King drops the red key when he goes down. That red key permanently unlocks the door inside Cake Castle at Cake Land. Permanently. Once that door is open, it is open. That is your gateway to running Dough raids. Now for the actual raids. You need Dough raid microchips to enter. Here's how you get them. The Cake Scientist NPC sells Dough raid microchips on a timer. You can buy one every 2 hours from them. Alternatively, if you have a physical Blox Fruit worth at least a certain value, you can use that to get chips too. Check the wiki for the exact fruit value threshold because that number can change. After you complete the prerequisite steps, you can also buy dough raid microchips from the mysterious scientist NPC. Once you are inside the raid, you earn the currency needed to awaken your dough abilities one by one. And here is the key fact that connects to the whole point of this video. The moment you awaken even one single ability, title number 045 is yours. You do not have to fully awaken the fruit. One ability. That is it. But trust me, once you taste what awakened dough can do, you are going all the way. Let us talk about what awakened dough actually does in Blox Fruits, because this is why people call it one of the best PvP fruits in the game right now. The awakened version has very high stun, great damage, perfect hitboxes, and combos that are genuinely easy to land. Let me walk through the standout mechanics. First, the held V move. When you hold V, it has long range. Decent stun on top of that. This is particularly useful for keeping distance from large targets. Think Buddha users. Buddha players take up a massive hitbox and love to rush you. Holding V lets you keep pressure from range and control the space between you. You can also extend it by releasing V as a quick tap right after holding it, which gives you flexibility mid-combo. Second, the awakened projectile move. This one is a combo starter. Charge time is only 0.5 seconds. That is fast. It has good area of effect, especially when you hold the input. If the enemy gets hit by both the projectile itself and the explosion, the damage output is significant. You can chain right out of that into follow-up moves before they can react. Third, and this is huge for competitive play, awakened dough abilities can break instinct. Instinct is a core defensive mechanic in Blox Fruits PvP. Fruits that can pierce or break it have a massive advantage. Dough doing that in awakened form is part of why it dominates in player versus player content. Short cooldowns in the third C mean you are never sitting and waiting. You are always in motion, always pressuring, always threatening. This fruit in awakened form is built for aggression. Now the part most Blox Fruits videos completely skip. Title number 045. Let me give you the full picture on how titles work in this game. There are currently 211 standard titles and 37 known custom titles in Blox Fruits. That is 248 total titles in the game right now. These are not just cosmetic flex items. They are permanent markers of what you have achieved. Here is something critical though. Titles are only obtainable in the second C and the third C. If you somehow try to complete the requirements while you are still in the first C, you get nothing. The title will not trigger. You have to be in C2 or C3 for it to count. Now here is context for where Title 045 sits. Title 044 is granted by unlocking the Phoenix Awakening. Title 046 is granted by voting at the Roblox Innovation Awards 2024 on Day 5 or Day 12. That event is already done, so 046 is locked unless you got it during the window. But 045, Dough Awakening, that is still completely earnable right now in Roblox 2026. You awaken one single dough ability in the third C and Title 045 is permanently added to your profile. It is a badge that tells every player you faced the Dough King grind. You survived 500 cake land kills, you protected your sweet Chalice from dying, and you came out the other side with one of the hardest awakenings in the game. That title has weight. That is what makes this grind worth it beyond just having a strong fruit. So let me recap exactly what you need to do. Get your sweet Chalice from the Sweet Crafter at Chocolate Land. Head to Cake Land, grind 500 kills, talk to Drip_Mama, summon Dough King, and deal at least 10% damage to grab that red key. Use your dough raid microchips from the Cake Scientist or Mysterious Scientist to run raids. Awaken one ability. Title 045 is yours forever. Awaken Dough then gives you Instinct Breaking Pressure, a 0.5 second charge projectile combo starter, and long-range stun to handle even Buddha users. This is one of the best grind payoffs in all of Blox Fruits right now in 2026. If this video helped you, subscribe to BLOX today for daily Blox Fruits tips. Drop a comment telling me which dough ability you are awakening first. I will see you in the next one.